What's going on, everyone? It's time to talk about a found footage horror film that's has people raging. Today we're going to talk about The Devil Inside. It was released by Insurge Pictures, January 6, 2012. Produced by Morris Polson. Produced and co-written by Matthew Peterman, and co-written and directed by William Brent Bell. Who did The Bay and The Boy and Brahms The Boy 2. He also did Orphan First Kill, also Orphan Separation and Stay Alive. This had a budget of only at $1 million, and it made over $1.8 million at the box office. That one side, the trailer made it look really good. It's supposed to be a demonic possession type of film. So these young filmmakers, wannabe filmmakers, are making a documentary on mental illness and stuff, where it turns out this one girl's mother has a little more than a mental illness. The Vatican claims that she is demonically possessed. And so they go investigating the claims and stuff, and lo and behold, they uncover the Vatican's secret trove of type of demonic possessions and stuff that they've been dealing with, and how to take it on, and how they're gonna help this one girl's mom. Overall, this film was very weak. It's like your any typical possession movie, but found footage style, so it's very sloppily, purposely jolty and stuff. And but like, if you like secret possessions, the possessions in this are very over the top. And like, the makeup and the acting and stuff was not actually that bad for this type of film. I thought that was pretty good. Just the story seemed pretty standard for what it was. They could have did something super unique with this, but with what it is, they definitely took the easy way out and just made it generic, and nothing's really memorable. Like, yeah, there's some over the top possession scenes, but nothing's really scary about it. They basically spoon feed you everything you need to know. And and it takes a while for it to get going. The first like half is just pure nonsense. It's just random talking and planning out how they're going to do this and make this happen. And then once they do, realize they're over their heads. But then it just abruptly ends, and the ending was absolutely by far the worst part of this whole movie. When you have something almost happen, and then you have like all these people who were found dead or whatever, or moved on or whatever it was, and then yeah, you're supposed to have a good sense of belief in this type of film if it's done correctly. But with this, they immediately put the credits after, so clearly it's obviously fake and stuff. But like, this is also came around the tail end of found footage, for the craze for it. So but yeah, this is a weak movie. I don't think it's as bad as some people are saying. Like, I thought some of the possession scenes look pretty cool and stuff. Like I said, it's pretty standard paint by numbers type of thing, just done in a found footage style. But at least they tried. It could have looked way worse. Could have been the Annalise the Exorcist tapes or something terrible like that. But no, this one actually, it's not the worst one I've seen, but it's definitely not the best. It's kind of just there. It's nothing really memorable, nothing really worthwhile, unless you like seeing some really over the top possessions. There's not real reason to check this one out. But I'm gonna give The Devil Inside, well, probably a 2 out of 5 at the most. The acting's okay and the cinematography is okay, but overall, it's just an okay movie, I guess. So, but if you want to check it out, I'll link the trailer down below. If you want to check it out or relive it or whatever, it's down there. But also make sure you check out my Instagram, as well as post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. You should have the film title, hashtag assumption film, and the hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below. My therapy reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching films. Also, my Letterbox down below, and also my Twitter, reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms, stay loop with this channel. Like this video, share to more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. If you have any other films or film franchise in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, and on any streaming site, comment them down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Also, make sure you subscribe. Hope find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also, sharing my opinions on popular films that come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, we're going to go talk about Stephen King. I haven't talked about a Stephen King film in a while, so we're going to go into the old 90s, good old 90s, where half the Stephen King films are weird nonsense. But we're going to check out one called Graveyard Shift, so make sure you tune in for that. But, yeah, till then, watch out for the Vatican, always trying to scare us with all this demonic possession crap. And, yeah, who knows what the religious ones are actually doing there. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.